In an increasingly unpredictable world, the ability to provide for oneself is a skill that resonates deeply. While thoughts of vast rural homesteads often come to mind when considering self-sufficiency, the reality is that even in the heart of our cities, we can cultivate resilience through urban gardening. This isn't just about fresh herbs and vibrant flowers. It's about growing survival food, building a buffer against potential food shortages, and connecting with the earth in the most unexpected places. The act of growing your own food is not just practical, it's a quiet form of resistance, a declaration that even in times of instability, you can still control something essential: what you eat and where it comes from. More people than ever before are waking up to the fragility of our modern food systems. We've grown used to store shelves stocked with produce from halfway across the globe, delivered just in time for our weekly shopping trips. But what happens when that supply chain is disrupted? What if the trucks stop coming, if prices spiral out of control, or if natural disasters put large portions of farmland out of commission? These are uncomfortable questions, but they are important ones. Urban gardening offers a response, not just in theory, but in practice. Even with limited space, anyone with a balcony, windowsill, rooftop, or community garden plot can begin growing food and developing a skill set that may one day make all the difference. There are several reasons why urban gardening for survival is worth considering. First and foremost is food security. Disruptions to food supply chains, whether due to economic instability, natural disasters, or political turmoil, can leave cities especially vulnerable. Urban populations depend heavily on outside sources for their food, and a sudden breakdown in that system can have immediate and severe consequences. Growing your own food, even just a portion of it, provides a layer of security and reduces reliance on increasingly unpredictable systems. It means you were less likely to panic in a crisis because you've taken steps to ensure that your basic needs can still be met. Beyond security, there's the financial element. The cost of groceries continues to rise, and fresh produce is often among the most expensive items in the store. By growing your own vegetables, fruits, and herbs, you can dramatically reduce your food bill, especially during peak growing seasons. What's more, many of the crops that are easy to grow are also some of the most expensive to buy, like fresh greens, tomatoes, and culinary herbs. Health is another powerful motivator. When you grow your own food, you know exactly what went into it. You're not dealing with wax coatings, chemical preservatives, or pesticide residues. Instead, you can harvest clean, fresh produce right outside your door, often minutes before eating it. The nutritional quality is unmatched, and the psychological benefits are equally important. Tending a garden reduces stress, promotes physical activity, and provides a sense of purpose that's often missing in modern urban life. Empowerment plays a big role as well. There is something deeply satisfying about planting a seed and watching it grow, about feeding your family with food you cultivated with your own hands. In a world where we've become so dependent on technology, corporations, and distant systems we don't understand, growing your own food is a small but profound way to reclaim control over your life. It's a reminder that you can provide, adapt, and survive. Urban gardening also builds community. In many neighborhoods, especially in cities, people live side by side without ever really knowing each other. But shared gardens, seed swaps, and even casual conversations over backyard fences can spark connections and relationships that strengthen the social fabric. In a time of crisis, community becomes one of your greatest assets, and gardening can be the catalyst that brings people together. Choosing what to grow is key. When your focus is on survival, it's not just about taste or appearance, it's about calories, nutrition, and resilience. Crops should be nutrient-dense, easy to grow in small spaces, capable of producing high yields, and ideally storable for future use. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, and chard are not only fast-growing, but incredibly nutrient-rich. Root vegetables such as potatoes, carrots, and beets provide carbohydrates and store well for long periods. Beans and legumes are critical for protein and can be dried for year-round use. Tomatoes are versatile, easy to preserve, and grow well in containers. Squash and pumpkins are prolific producers and keep well through winter. Even herbs, while not calorie-heavy, are valuable for flavoring food, supporting health, and preserving other crops. Now let's talk about where to grow. Urban environments may seem limiting, but with a little creativity, they can be incredibly productive. Balconies and patios are perfect for container gardening. With just a few large pots or grow bags, you can produce enough food to make a noticeable dent in your grocery bill. Rooftops can be transformed into lush gardens if the building structure can support the weight. Window boxes, even in small apartments, can house herbs, lettuces, and dwarf varieties of vegetables. Community gardens are a fantastic resource for those without space at home, offering not just land but mentorship and a sense of shared purpose. Vertical gardening, meanwhile, is a game changer, allowing you to grow upward instead of outward, using trellises, wall-mounted planters, and tiered systems to maximize productivity in tight quarters. Getting started can feel overwhelming, but success in urban gardening comes down to a few fundamentals. Start small. Don't try to turn your entire living space into a farm overnight. Begin with a handful of easy, forgiving crops and expand as you gain confidence. Soil quality is critical. Invest in high-quality potting mix or amend poor soil with compost, worm castings, and other organic matter. Sunlight is another non-negotiable. Most vegetables need at least 6 hours of direct light per day, so choose your planting sites accordingly. Water deeply but not too often, and consider capturing rainwater to reduce reliance on municipal systems. And finally, protect your plants. Urban pests, from aphids to squirrels, can decimate an unprotected garden. Use barriers, natural repellents, and beneficial companion planting strategies to reduce damage. Urban gardening isn't just about food, it's about building habits and systems that support long-term resilience. As you grow more confident, you'll naturally expand your skills. You might learn how to compost kitchen scraps, saving money while enriching your soil. You might experiment with seed saving, giving you independence from garden centers. You might explore ways to preserve your harvest through canning, fermenting, or dehydrating. Each step deepens your self-reliance and reduces your dependence on vulnerable systems. Most importantly, urban gardening changes your mindset. It teaches you patience and observation. It shifts your sense of time to match the rhythm of nature. It grounds you, quite literally, in something real and meaningful. In times of uncertainty, that connection can be deeply stabilizing. Growing your own food in the city may seem like a small act, but it is a powerful one. It offers a tangible buffer against disruption, a source of nourishment for both body and soul, and a reminder that even in the heart of the concrete jungle, life still begins with a seed. Whether you're driven by fear of the future or a desire to live more intentionally today, urban gardening offers a path forward, one rooted in effort, resilience, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can feed yourself no matter what comes next.